be a higher ranking finisher. They have all four of their players alive. They're looking pretty chill. As I said before, S2G do have the slimmest of opportunities. For me, it's Kamikaze needing to grab some third-party points off a fight that Team Flash has.
Yeah, he's just trying to sneak in enough points to sneak his team into that smash zone. Any point matters, though. I really got to give some major love, though, to Aura. Look at them. Third, and this is how you do it. Got to get this win, though. Anything less is not going to be enough for them to make that race to the top.
I mean, even when you do get it, it's still a long, long road for them to try and find. For Kamikaze, he needs to profit 6 more points on this match. Those can come from either increasing placements or getting eliminations to join that smash point bubble. But this next circle comes in, it's not going to have him in it. It does push Flash into into a few of their locations, but it looks like they've spotted him. Kamikaze is there, they roll up, he's put down, and no longer do we have that storyline. The battle at the bottom of the tables rings true for the final four here.
This is huge. Everyone's trying to move up their placement here. Like, again, this is a massive prize pool. Every single placement up is big money in the bank. Aura, though, this is the game of a lifetime for them. This is one of those opportunities that gets your squad excited, gets them pumped up to finally start putting everything on the line. You can see Team Flash, so they're in the mix here. Aura trying to push from the edge of the circle. They're going to start throwing all their util onto Vitality. That's the threat. If they can hold that rock and secure that position, this could be a solid chicken dinner for them.
Absolutely. A big chance. The nades keep on going forwards. 13 eliminations on side, and they want to add 2 more to the tally. Sky and Jiggle into the fight. Razak goes down first, immediately putting him out of business, out of action. Sky looks for more as well, and they turn it on. It's just too hot.
Okay, Aura are on fire. 15 eliminations, but that looks dangerous. Gotta watch out. That one hurt, and now it's up to Sky. All by himself. Aula looking to stop the insanity that Aura has put on display here. Here they come. Yasser moving up close and personal to be able to secure this high ground. Team Flash on the other end, putting some suppressive fire onto them as well. Aura just trying to lick their wounds, trying to find their way, but it ain't gonna be enough. That is Aura down to 1 single player.
I like Team Flash's proactivity here. They didn't waste time. They didn't hide in the buildings. They stretched their legs and moved out towards this north side to get control of the zone. This is what we've wanted to see from a lot of our teams, and I'm glad to see it now, even if it is potentially a little bit too little too late. For them, they've got 10 eliminations here, so Aura, they're on 15, but there is a real chance that they could catch up. A Sky is still cooking an aid, and Alula are gonna have to worry. Okay, he puts it back to the shotgun shell.
He's not moving a muscle here, and I don't think Alula realizes that he's even still there. They have to know there could be a threat in this area. But Quick is just hopping in the vehicle to get a little bit of extra third-person perspective and get some sight lines. Plus, he's protected in there. He has no idea. They have no idea he's there. Hello! He missed the shots, though. Sky gets the knock, but gets shot in the back as Win from Team Flash shuts down Aura's run.
Pretty mighty flub there on the shotgun, hot over the bonnet there. Probably didn't realize, but Quick didn't know he was there and thought, oh, well, I'm gonna have to go for the fight. He's gonna stand up for it, right? Right? Not to be. Ooh, a cheeky little pick onto Zeus, and actually, Bose is quite low. Over the top, though, Tops and Win look to put pressure onto Quick, and remember, Alula only really have 2 players to play around with here, Claws and Yasser. Looking to navigate closer to the middle for Yasser, but Flash can regroup on 3. Claws has a lot to face down on his lonesome here on this angle. Needs a big nade. Needs to find a knock pretty immediately, and is already taken down. Win steps through with the AUG. Puts that one to bed. And a second volley of fire over the top of the rock sees Team Flash to the chicken dinner.
I'll take that one, that's for sure. Over 20 points in that game. A massive one for them. I guarantee you, their coaches, everybody was telling them, right, hey, this is what you need to do if you want to make a run of it. And this is a start, right? This is a start. It's still a long road ahead, but now the road is there. You know what I'm saying? It had to happen in this game, and they got it done.
That's what you need to do. When that clock strikes, you've got to hear the call and step up to that plate. Unfortunate that Nongshim and E-Arena couldn't really get much further into that one. That Aurora hold on the eastern side, it stopped them really from being able to break out in the way that they wanted to. Flash were an incredible suppressive force over the course of a lot of that final set of circles. So really, really great stuff from them. But yeah, it could have been very, very different if Aurora had played that slightly in a different fashion.
For sure. I mean, unfortunate for them, super fortunate for the rest of the lobby as we're going to go into one more game for sure. Now, as far as teams that are still within that Smash Point threshold, I believe it's still going to be the duo, right? It's still going to be the two teams. But another opportunity in this next game, right, for more squads to be able to push their way on up. As we're going to take a look at the replay here, Team Flash, great job of being able to finish this game strong. Win especially, just boom, putting the nail in the coffin. That's how you do it.
I just didn't want to mess about, you know. He knew this game's over. Come on. Let's go next. Keep the pace, because they do want to keep up that pressure. If you're on a run, now is the time to hold on to that momentum. There is no more runway that you need to cover. To take off on this, it is just today. There is nothing that you want to leave out on Erangel and let it go to Miramar, because you may not reach it. No one might.
Just look at these players' faces. Straight intensity. These guys are locked in right now. They know exactly what they need to do in order to make this happen. And it's going to be on the back of a ton of eliminations and securing those wins, all while stopping E-Arena and Nongshim Red Force, who had a great pincer on the end of that circle there. But, you know, I think teams now especially have understood just how threatening this smash rolling is. And I think they're going to do extra and beyond to make sure that they can stop those two squads.
Absolutely. I mean, there is so much pressure on so many teams. I think that
again,
guys. I'm gonna go back to my old favorite hobby. It seems this game of giving a little bit of hate over to Ralph, because Nick McGalaxy, that 2-2 split did not work. It was
첫 번째 질문은 일단 아까 에란겔 경기부터 일단 얘기를 해볼게요. 에란겔 경기 때 사실 밀타 파워 쪽의 공장을 이용하셨다가 이제 자기장이 튀자마자 이제 바로 북쪽으로 지르셨는데, 사실 그쪽이 좀 다른 선택권이 없어서 좀 강제가 된 건지, 아니면 좀 그게 좀 가능성이 있다고 보신 건지 좀 궁금하네요.
일단 저희 자리에서 치킨 갖고 오기는 좀 많이 힘들었던 것 같고, 저희가 오로라 한 명을 잘라나왔고 그 골에서 오로라 일단 한 팀 먹고부터 할 생각이긴 했습니다.
Yeah, we already knew that that shift was actually really tough for us. So what we thought was Aurora was actually there, and we got a one knock of Aurora player. So I think we should have started with getting out, knocking out Aurora, and then we find our footing on the ground inside that circle.
So the Rondo game, you just won another one here. You're always great in urban endings. Nongshim Red Force. So talk to me about that urban ending. What were your biggest concerns? You had great roof control. So what was your guys' perspective on? Not finish.
또 론도판에서는 또 치킨을 드셨는데, 사실 시가전에서 정말 좋은 모습을 보여주시는 것 같습니다. 그래서 그 시가전에서 특히나 이제 지붕을 통한 영역 그 컨트롤에 굉장히 또 일가견이 있으신 것 같은데, 좀 그 점에 있어서 좀 어떤 점을 좀 중점으로 플레이를 했었는지 궁금합니다. 그 론도 플레이 때, 시가전 플레이 때 어떤 플레이를 중점으로 두셨는지.
일단 저희 자리가 외곽이었고 저 시가 쪽 한쪽이 비었어갖고 일단 들어가서 서클 받다 보니까 그냥 좀 잘 먹은 것 같아요.
Well, honestly, I think the inside of the city play was actually well forced because we were outside of the circle. But that being said, I think we were kind of lucky because we tried to gain the footing because of actually one of the places are actually empty. So we just find our footing there, and then we just took a control of the roof, and then we maintained good condition and intel.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, Hyunbin, here once again. That's Nongshim Red Force currently in position on the smash rule as we continue the games here at PMWC.
कब करोगे स्टार्ट? Hyunbin.
क्या ये बीजेएमआई लाइट अनाउंस हो गया? क्या बात कर रहे हो? रुक जाओ रे, सही में क्या? ये बीजेएमआई लाइट ऑफिशियल अनाउंस हो गया। डैम डब्ल्यू, मैं अभी बोला था कि जब पबजी मोबाइल लाइट आएगा तो बीजेएमआई लाइट भी आ जाए, और आ गया।
सही में क्या बीजेएमआई लाइट आया?
डब्ल्यू कर दो चैट, जितने लोग मेक श्योर लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब।
सही में भाई BGMI light coming soon.
Like and subscribe.
BGMI light launch and running Edison BGMI process.
भाई मजा आ रहा है, आज मजा आ रहा है भाई। बहुत अच्छी स्टार्ट हुई है दोनों टीम्स की, बट गॉडलाइक का सेकंड गेम थोड़ा कैजुअल गया, फिर भी मजा आ रहा है।
ओके चलो गाइस, अब हो रहा है BGMI लाइट। अब हम खेलेंगे BGMI लाइट। सही है भाई, सही है। BGMI लाइट आ रहा है।
लाइक करो यार, पब्लिक जूल्स नहीं भेज रहे भाई। क्या 2 लाख लाइक भी नहीं हुए में? क्या है रो भाईगन, 2 लाख लाइक भी नहीं है। टूर्नामेंट कभी भी खत्म हो सकता है, ऐसा ना करो। 3 लाख लाइक तो मिनिमम चाहिए ना यारो मेरे को।
सो गाइस मेक श्योर लाइक, मेक श्योर
7 मिलियन व्यूज देख के हिल गए थोड़ा यहाँ के EWC वाले। करना है पब्लिक, आज वापस करना है।
Being able to close it out, so we're gonna keep going. One more match in this one. Team Flash being able to come off with the win there after not really being able to do much for the whole tournament. Great performance out of their squad. But don't forget, for everybody that's currently here at EWC, make sure you guys check out the fan experience. Go look at the awesome stuff between PUBG Mobile and Naruto. Try out Brain Rot Royale, why not? Because we've been able to try it and it's quite fun. And
भाई Visgod का clutch किया रे पब्लिक।
Played it way too much. I had to stop so I could actually come here and break down what's been going on in the finals and also check
बाकी
out
पब्लिक I feel like
maybe you'll get a chance
S-Power है ना,
and greet him. But
like
about
genuinely
this
MVP बन
performance,
सकता है अगर ज्यादा kill करेगा तो।
we finally got a chance to see
थोड़े बहुत consistent kills कर देगा ना, S-Power global MVP लेके जा सकता है। Genuinely global MVP लेके जा सकता है S-Power।
side, right, able to get rid of a lot of threats over in that position. Definitely a team that has been very silent. But before this game, they had a total of 63 points. If my count is right, they just got about a third of the points they've made so far up until now out of all of their games in a single chicken dinner. 23 points. So that's going to get them way higher up in the rankings. And let's keep in mind, even if you're not number 1-7, the prize pool distribution is getting way higher on that first half of the leaderboards.
It is for some of this
बाकी
teams
by the
that
way
might be
boys,
too far away.
क्या आप लोगों ने भाई रुक जाओ, पॉइंट्स टेबल दिखा रहा था क्या? नहीं, करंट मैच का। बाय द वे गाइस, अल्फा 7 के पेज पे तुम लोग ने मेरी रील देखी कि नहीं? देखी तो W कर दो।
Look at the team stats here for Green. Sleepy and Sky actually doing some mega work. They did have some really good nays. They were pushing very well. They are the team that got rid of the arena in the mid phase of that game, taking shots onto Nungshin there. So, you know, very, very proactive, really looking around them and trying to get as many elims as possible. I think we can call that farming.
They were farming a little bit. They definitely were. But actually, the key thing we have to keep in mind for Horror here is they are the team that eliminated the arena, which is a team, if you get that elimination, one of the plays you're like, that's the arena. That's the arena right there. Go. Push them. And then they did it. And because of that, right, Lace, they delay the tournament just a little bit more, which really is going to make this event so much more interesting because so many teams can enter the Smash Zone.
I know, and how crazy it is that the top of the leaderboards seem to fall and then these mid-teams sort of have that glimpse of hope and opportunity. But that's why we love it here for PUBG Mobile with Smash Rule especially. Now, I do want to sort of draw your attention to S2G, a team that is quite incredibly close to to that smash rule. But if we talk about the first game, we didn't really get to chat to them sort of in that first midsection. They had a nice recovery, a little bit of a hot drop, couldn't capitalize on as many eliminations as they wanted to. The roughest zone shift for them. They had like that kind of open terrain. They couldn't really move in. And then they passed. And then this game, again, it kind of like they're losing their team so incredibly early after eliminations. You saw Kamikaze there on the north side trying to sponge those points. But again, falling short. Look how incredibly close S2G are, 116. They should have done it earlier.
Just 6 points away from being able to enter the Smash Zone. Aurora Gaming as well, currently 9 points away. And teams that were going to be looking to be able to close that gap, especially when we saw Arena get eliminated. Nonshim really not going for that many eliminations, playing it quietly. Yeah. Four Thrives. I mean, Four Thrives wasn't really able to do much. And with the win that we just saw to Team Flash now moves into 7th place.
Yeah, really good push up here. Team Flash 7th position overall. That's going to be an extra bit of money in their back pocket. But the thing is, it's looking very scary. Look at the top three. 3 chicken dinners, 2 chicken dinners, 3 chicken dinners, while the other teams below all have 0, like 4 Thrives, or a singular chicken dinner. So that is really making it scary that the tournament could really end Niptura at any point today.
Well, the big thing as well for me is that Aurora Gaming, Nigma Galaxy, and Arena all finished up that match with 0 points on the board, right? Yes. None. Nothing for game 2. S2G is moving up. As you said, Lace, you've got 4 Thrives. Well, also they got 0 points, so they don't count. Yep. But Team Flash, Ulf, all of these teams, they are really making a push forward, while those top teams, except for Nongshim, it's getting very close for the rest of those teams.
Yeah, and in this first page of the overall, there is one big outlier, especially when we're looking at the wins here, and it's none other than 4 Thrives. 4 Thrives, the only team in this first page that doesn't have a win. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because, yes, 4 Thrives, if you are able to have a good performance in the next match, at one point, we need to start seeing those win if they want to be able to win via Smash Roll.
I mean, even if we bring it back to sort of the group stages, they were sort of unable to get those chicken dinners. Of course, they could capitalize on elimination, but they weren't really one of those teams that would close out the win. We're sort of seeing this trend now, and of course they want to sort of get those elims and sponge those points to hit that kind of Smash Roll threshold, but in then it's still, if you calculate statistically, it's still their win rate is not really
yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
a little bit
politely.
Tough. But you know what? I'm gonna pivot the conversation. I want to bring it back to Nongshim Red Force.
Yes. Let's discuss.
And what
I wanted to take a bit of time here because that was an absolutely insane throw. There are 3 options: or you third party to the western side on the mountain next to Lumberyard, or you directly crash onto Al Ula, which is what I think would have been a really good option, or you decide to go for the wide wrap onto Flash, which I wouldn't recommend, and they ended up doing. There were so many options to go, but that was like, out of the 3 Niptura, the one that was not going to give them the win.
And you know what? It's showcased by Al Ula taking 2nd place from the exact position that we were like, Nongshim, go that way, go that way. Al Ula end up going that way, get that 2nd place, and I think if it had been Nongshim with the kind of momentum that they had off the win, they would have won there. It is genuinely not even game throwing, it's almost championship throwing in game 2, right? Because they could have won it, they could have ended it, done and dusted, and they just didn't. They went for a very different play.
Yeah, and especially because of that rotation. If you push Al Ula, let's say, only Al Ula is going to fight you, right? It's literally team versus team.
Literally.
That wide you can rotate, Aurora's looking your way, Team Flash is looking your way, Al Ula's also looking your way. You're just making it harder for yourself. And Nongshim Red Force have some of the best rotation sometimes, and then they pull stuff like that. I'm very confused. They're a very confusing team. Entertaining to watch, but confusing.
I also want to sort of point out, and this is just kind of across Battle Royales in general, sometimes you only have that one opportunity, and when you miss it, it is now 10 times harder to get back to that same position. You do not get these chances often. And like you said, Neptro, they didn't make that space, they didn't make that play well, so it will be a little bit more challenging now.
And with Nongshim Red Force, especially in that performance, right? I fully agree with you guys. They decided to go the completely wrong way, being within nade range of Aurora, as well, even though they ended up out-surviving Aurora. One thing, though, for this team is that when we've seen it in the past, you were kind of telling me this too, Neptura, especially at PMMI. Once they hit the Smash Zone, this team is so scary because they know exactly what they're playing for, which is just the win, right? Yes, they can get some points. And we kind of saw this here being super passive, the team just waiting for the right time. And I think maybe that's what could have hurt them there. They were just looking for something passive. They weren't looking for an actual fight, and that's why they decided to go with that rotation.
You know what? I 100% agree with you there, Seven, because, They are so scary. They are so patient. And we saw that them lining up on Milta Power there, lining up on that wall, going, okay, what's the next play? They didn't look scared. They weren't going too quickly. They were just being very patient. They were sitting and going, okay, what are we going to be doing next? And then they make the most harebrained, like under pressure play, it felt like, right? Another team I would have expected that from. Not from Nongshim, not with the presence of mind they seem to have while in the smash point. They are not a team that falls under pressure, and it felt like they just did in that moment, so very, very odd. Next game, though, still that chance. No one's quite caught up to that smash zone, so really EA still the only competitor for them right now. Game 3, we can do this.
I'm going to pivot the topic again. Sorry, I'm all over the place. There's so much to talk about right now, but I want to talk about actually the MVP race, which is actually, we could have a dark situation on our hands, which is we saw Eren being top damage dealer, he had a ton of eliminations, and they're currently at the very bottom of the first page. We could have a situation where they're nowhere near winning the tournament, and a player on Ulf could actually become your PMWC 2026 MVP. Got to be careful there because he is in 4th position, but it's Hyunbin, it's Tizzy dominating here for Nongshim Red Force.
It is, and Hora with that performance that we just saw there, Sleepy being able to put up the numbers. Aaron, you were talking about it as well, but we have a lot of fans here in the arena. We got 4 tries, we got a bunch more over there from Godlike. Let's see what Barney's currently up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've said it time and time again that we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans. We've got so many around the arena, so before we dive into our 3rd map of the day, it is time to check in with them. And so, Furia, Godlike, make some noise!
Let's go!
Kilaris, who have you got with you, buddy?
Yeah, that's all well and good, but I've got Nigma Galaxy. Make some noise! Thunderous applause for Nigma Galaxy! What have you got going on, Barney?
James Barney, you're not ready because I'm here with Sporty.
Wipe. भाई कुछ भी हो सकता है यार अगर उनके चिकन इस मैच में चिकन आया ये आया एनएस चैंपियनशिप खत्म
because the tournament still goes on. Not ending in a Game 2 smash, we run it right back. And anticipation has reached fever pitch here in France. Everyone's loving it.
Having a great time here in the arena. The Nigma Galaxy fans getting ready. I mean, they have played very well today, Lord, making a great showing on that first match, but goodness me, what an event, what atmosphere we've got here in our arena. Lovely to see all the support coming out for our players, for our teams here. Potentially the last match. Ooh, maybe. Felt like on that last one, weren't quite able to get it there for Nongshim Red Force. They kind of make a bit of a Hail Mary. Didn't work out. But we do have our 3rd match coming up. Arundel. Nice and steady map here to get yourself a chicken dinner on. Nongshim might be waiting for later on in the day though. Hitting another big Miramar, but will someone beat them to the punch? Will E-Arena start stepping back up again?
A lot of fine margins and a room that's getting rowdier and rowdier each game that goes by. But we'll focus on the here and now, the present that is the fact. We've been presented with a 3rd game here live from EWC. PMWC has not stopped delivering, and I don't doubt this game will be anything different. We're back on Erangel, playing path established.
Last match, a little bit difficult, honestly. I don't blame a lot of our teams for struggling slightly there. Very, very southern play path to start things off. Awkward drop spots, awkward rotates, quick switch out towards the eastern side. Not an easy game to confirm a chicken dinner on. This time around, really, really gentle playing path, straight across the center. No one's complaining. Everyone's had a lovely in-flight meal, and we are ready to get going again. Things spread across the entirety of the map, so a lot of room to rotate, Jackie, but where's the circle?
Well, if history is anything to go by with some of the circles we've had here this event, it might be something a little bit spicy for this one.
Let's see. Circle.
Might just be. Fair bit of Sosnovka pulled into play here, down towards the south side. We got plenty of water in play. Teams have to start getting their feet wet into this one to make it happen. Those bridge crossings, absolutely diabolical. Aurora,
let's go, guys.
also tough decisions. S2G, bit of a menace team to run into on that eastern side, but Fourth Rise have been consistently oppressive over towards the west. So hard decisions need to be made for this squad. They're getting vehicles, likely will loop down towards the south side of the map. They'd be praying for a southwest shift on this one. Over towards Farm, Nongshim Red Force will get moving. Planting those seeds of destiny. Hopefully get themselves another chicken dinner today. E-Arena far out over towards the northwest side, South George. Long distance on this one.
And of course, for those of you at home that don't want to forget the event, make sure you get stuck in with that Naruto in-game event that's been going on. Pick up that awesome Ninetales Fury org and try and make plays like some of the best we've seen over the tournament.
One of the best right here on our screens in Mormon. For E-Arena, he has been the man. Seriously good stuff from him. So many clutch plays, so many moments where it felt dire and Mormon was able to pull it back for the squad. Looking to do the same here in the final day. They've already achieved the smash ruling. As we said earlier on the desk, the only two teams to currently do it, but I do think that that will change after match 3 if we don't end it all here and now. Right now you have that serene sense for E-Arena as well as Nongshim Red Force, and there is only one other squad in the lobby that could beat you to the punch.
I do think, mate,
let's go, guys. It is
with
match
RSTG
number
have looked, if you could come alive here, get a bit of a big boost off this game, they've still got a chance to be a dark horse, to be able to upset in this lobby. And I think we saw some of that talent yesterday when they were fighting under so much pressure as well. In disadvantaged situations from distance, MZG, he was popping off. There's a lot they can do, bro. You know, we touched on Kamikaze an awful lot over the event, but I think it's that duo that brings so much firepower. We'll see what they got this time.
Hamzi as well as Kamikaze looking great. And for S2G, they're a team that's put up quite a lot of chicken dinners so far, actually. I think they're currently on 3. Looking to break that record, but I think it will be difficult today to do that, since get up towards 5, and by the time they get to 5, they should have also just won at that point. That's a smash. So possibilities of broken records ruined by the format for them. But I do think they would be happy with the win, regardless.
Yeah, I don't think it'll bother them too much, right?
Yeah, so for S2G, certainly a possibility here. Only 6 points on this game that's needed for them. For Aurora, we are looking towards 9. Enigma Galaxy is going to have to be a bigger match. 22 points on that one, which is almost certainly going to be a chicken dinner. But yeah, a lot of teams looking to breach that smash ruling as we come into match 3, which is where it always gets stressful. Hot Jukes, a little documentary style, earlier on today was saying that he'd love to see 6 teams towards that final match, all vying it out for the chicken dinner. I felt like a lot of times internationals do go to that 6th match no matter what, and either in PMMI, for Nongshim Red Force, oh my god, he's alive. For Nongshim Red Force, he did go to match 6 when they got that smash. Satan immediately peeling off there for Enigma Galaxy, but they are in close contention with Fourth Rise, who are exiting from Ferry Pier and Yellows.
Fourth Rise, they've been loving these fights versus Enigma the entire event. Always able to catch them on their egress. I was just as surprised as you were. He actually got out from that one.
What's up?
But Lord, not lucky enough to bypass Ida.
What's up?
That
Welcome
back and forth
Make sure to like and
conversation between
subscribe.
those two
That would be
teams
appreciated.
continues even this far into the
I hope
event. Emre running down Lord to get that confirmation off.
Yeah, now that
Oh,
idea of
Aida
getting
का
the
पकड़
chicken
लिया
dinner and getting
शायद।
into smash rolling feels a little
अरे
further away. Fourth Rise will aggress over towards Ida. Should hit them up towards the 100 now, so they've also hit the century on this game. Getting ever closer to that count. Nongshim Red Force was able to make a fairly good rotation towards the central position. They like to play around this area. They are cut in with S2G though.
Make sure to like and
scary spot
subscribe.
to be working with. Very
That will be
central.
appreciated, man.
Still only here in zone 1. Anything can happen as long as they're set up. Position to move from
Okay,
should be okay.
go.
Ulf
Gordon.
finds S power.
Okay,
He is a clap back from Admino, who immediately will flush out Scarface. So full-on engagement here between Ulf as well as Godlike.
Already big shots being connected.
Gordon last
wiped up so quickly. Ulf withstand the pressure. They do lose one player, but they can get Eren back up, and that's a key piece of the puzzle for them. Keep him in play, reset with the meds, and grab the extra loot.
I mean, for Eren, what a run it's been for him during this tournament. Max was highlighting him on the desk of how much he was able to really prove himself here at this event, despite having some awkward moments, honestly. I still remember his crash into gas station, which went terribly wrong, but even then he is putting up numbers. OG do take a knock there to Tiamba, who have been sadly very quiet after day 1. A majority of the points earned there, if they were able to replicate anything like that day 1 and day 2 or day 3, they would have won this tournament by a mile. It's just not the case. Get back into the mix of it now, though, as Milu. So let's look for these nades.
Maru on about half HP there. AKOP in the back line. Ooh, nice arc from Milu. Milu the madman, when he's feeling himself, he can do so much damage on a battleground. He's got back up from the boys. If they can get out of this one cleanly, maybe they can at least try and ruin some of the runs for the other squads above them. Milu keeps it going to get that flush as well, so that will remove Aru. Hard cut him out. Blue coming in to make it a bit more suffocating between these two sides.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for subscribing, Ronaldo.
As well as OG.
What's up? Welcome to stream.
We're right in zone 2 now.
I
Blue
hope
starts to tickle a fair
am
bit.
audible.
QZZ gets a bit panicked there. Will drop a couple of shots through and then immediately send in Milu. He's just going to prime the nade. That's a nice one from him. Good patience. Lets it go through. Is he going to peek this onto AKOP? It's me. Does not care in the slightest. Friendly fire. Denies the point.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to bounce around, make sure they clean up on that one. Trying to snatch away some of the earnings from it.
Shit, man.
Good to see Tiamba, though, getting a bit of fanfare back from the crowd and big plays from Milu. I think he was sat on about 11 elims off the back of 3 games back on day 1 as well, mate.
He's a killer, that's for sure. Tiamba lucky to have him. Great to see him back on the team again. Some subs came through yesterday. Shallow in, Milu out, but looks like he is ready to play today. Gameplay looks clean.
We have 2 teams that have qualified Smash Rule, NS and A.
In play, but
if they get chicken,
at least we did confirm away from the south side. A lot of water got put out immediately. A hard shift over towards the northwest, and an easy rotate now for Tiamba to actually get in.
Okay,
popping up in the elim feed. Couple shots over towards the Furia squad. Furia that have been a little bit more shaky today in some of the battles we've seen. Hasn't been as cutthroat.
भाई मैप दिखाओ यार मैप क्या हो रहा है?
See if that one resolves today. Bit of a flush. Seems like they have grabbed Igor's back up for now, so he'll live on. Nomshin just ahead of the Aurora crew that have made their rotation over the bridge left of Novka.
Okay.
Oh, and they're going in for this Agra.
हो रहा है शायद.
Might be looking just to swing on the coastal side, deny as much sidelines as possible. Top though, playing an anchor.
Let's go, guys.
Backstop here, taking some good shots. There is another play here alongside it. Hamzy G at distance, also watching. So this is a dangerous rotate here for Aurora, because even if they get down towards the beachhead, S2G might have a sightline with Hamzy, and we know just how good Hamzy is at distance. An eagle eye on him.
S2G
Nades go through, but so easy, brushes them off.
Dirt off the shoulder for so easy. Can't keep this man down right now.
NS पे सारे targets.
3 of their nades invested, so draining some of the early offensive utility, but it looks like they've still got a good supply, at least on dock, with 5 in the backpack. Meanwhile, E-Arena pushing back up over towards Ulfkets, trying to catch an escape plan. Dives behind the driving, but it's not quick enough. This Joker will adjust his crosshair and find that one on the exit. Mormon takes a knock back over.
भाई क्या हो रहा है S2G वाले? भाई कितनी फाइट हो रही है? टियान भाई ये
there from Ulf. Alula.
S2G आ गई.
Pressure though, S2G just flies in over towards the garages. R3B in the corner, and S2G cleans it up. Not a single player lost. Should be able to get that res.
आ गए 2 points.
Longshin Red Force in the meantime, after seeing those players
S2G
leaving,
को
did get that
और 2
lead
points
from
लेने
on,
हैं
so
तो
they
ये
get a little bit further into the circle here. Milta,
Smash
not the main feature.
Smash के लिए.
We go
अगले
down
मैच
towards
में अगर ये
Southeast, we know
चिकन
just
लेगी
how
तो
good Longshin can be in an urban finish. Thriving in the concrete jungles.
S2G भी ऊपर आ गई.
So no overcommit, like you touched on. Aurora just controlling some of the rotation paths with the coast firmly under their foot. Map geometry favouring them from this position. They opt to go for the 2-2 split. Rufus and top further over near the area we see Vitality starting to encroach upon.
सही है भाई, आवाज तो आ रही है मेरी.
Two players with very heavy hands if you do want to challenge them in a raw duel. Play off each other.
It's actually a possibility right now
Okay,
with S2G leaving. I don't know if Aurora is able to
eliminate
spot that. They certainly don't see Hamzy G continuing to peak the angle, but now they have free capability to actually make an eastern ramp if they want. Right now they're holding 2 fairly decent locations in terms of vision onto the map, but they are right on the edge, so eventually they'll have to move. I think likely what's going to happen is they'll wait for zone 4, make a decision from there how they want to rotate in. But there's a lot of free space over towards the eastern side, and already Doc is going to scout it. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Get a little bit further up, realize that actually this space is kind of open at the moment for us to get a little bit more of an eye in towards the circle.
That's the kind of premium real estate that man like Doc's going to instantly sniff out. He'll be confident enough to rep himself to take control of. We'll see how this pans out long term for Aurora.
Let's see, it's circle time.
Next circle though. We'll define a lot of how this works, and we are down towards Milta. Longshin might be thinking about making a move right now, and they're instantaneous. This is way better than last game. Last game felt late on those rotates. It felt like they were still making decisions. This time they are much quicker with it. Out to the outside. Edge, not confirmed towards Milta yet, still giving them capability to move out towards the field should this move towards the west, but now they're going to have a switch.
Tiamba getting shots off as well. That's off. Oh, you're going to be eating shrapnel on this one. Wide arc down towards the roadside.
Solus and Aaron here by the toll gates. It's always an awkward spot, very nadeable. Couple of positions you could play around inside the toll booth itself to try and dodge those close quarters ordnance. Oh my god, there's mollies everywhere. Aaron can barely move. He has to find an opening with this nade, but for Ulf it's looking like it's more and more over. XZY goes down to a nade from Refus. Doesn't push it though. Should be resable.
That's 2 players knocked as well. We saw Vitality getting the first domino falling onto Nonshin, then the assist coming in from Aurora. The Nonshin Smash squad might have come unstuck early.
It's
far. It's so hard. He kind of needs to get over the top and try and pick him up, but when the vehicle's currently slammed, it's really difficult to do. Just about holds the res. He was just have to hold on for the time being. Stop peeking, honestly, but I feel like they realize they need to keep these teams on the outside. Arena, though, down in the blink of an eye versus Tiamba. Another team on Smash ruling out, and Tiamba survives as for just. Eagle inside. As always, the lurker looking to play medic for the rest of the squad here.
He might be the Eagle, but there is vultures swarming the skies around him. Other teams realizing there's been a lot of damage done here. It's a risky pickup with the position he's in. Luckily, he's got some cover from the vehicles to try and save his mates. That's Aura, though, with Jiggle getting one of them confirmed off the back of the damage that was done. So they do go down to, at best, a 3-man squad post this pickup.
A lot of teams need to move. A lot of teams that actually fully confirmed, though, towards Milter, now feeling a little bad about this one, which is exactly why you see Aurora playing on this edge down towards the south side, and Nongshim not fully moving in. So 4 Thrives, they've got to extricate themselves. Flash have also got to pull themselves out of this one. S2G a little bit safer where they play around the warehouses, and they can move up over towards that top side, be playing over towards Tolbooth later. But it's Aura right now who actually own the majority of the space on the northern edge. 4 Thrives opening up over towards Aurora as they move.
That backline in is good to at least take some of the heat off. Force attention turned back onto 4 Thrives from Aurora. Vitality have just been really running interference from this angle as well. If there's a peek up from Hyunbin, they're harassing with shots. If they can get LOS back over onto the coast of Aurora, it's punishing as well.
For Nongshim Red Force, they know the shots came from Vitality earlier, so this is sort of the team they need to deal with first. The one thing I really worry about for Nongshim, though, is how exposed the vehicles have been this entire time. You got to imagine that wheels are blown out, if not vehicles fully exploded. They do have to move further in towards the circle, likely will be on foot, unless they can find some kind of vehicle in the near future. Vitality's going to go for a mad rotate over towards the northwest side. They hear the fighting, they know the Galaxy's down. This is a good opportunity to go for. Vexy helping for the backlines. Really like this push from Vitality.
Ralph's on an island. Last man left alive and not breathing for much longer as Razak will find that adjustment back onto Enigma, so they go down. Vexy's been good as well at providing some overwatch for this squad. Showing up when they needed him. Fury are on the move close by, shots from either side, so a lot of information garnered towards them. They advance further. Silence and Co pushing up with the vehicles, going to peek over the top of the rocks. There's Tiamba in the distance, nades being thrown onto Vitality. Eagle goes in, big sprays, assisted by Silence. 4 Thrives taking some damage as well, the pepper back onto them.
Fury's going to move in on this, like you say. Ego's already on that front line. The rest of the team all stood alongside him now. And Vitality find themselves in a very horrendous position. Nades from Tiamba going a little bit wide here, trying to angle these through the smoke. That one should be on target. Easy cleanup.
Vitality out.
Tiamba grab themselves 10, 11 eliminations on this match so far. Much more reminiscent of the past, and Milu's already on 4.
Furia playing with that confidence and aggression we know they've got as 4 Thrives buckle under the pressure. Furia shutting them down in the close range combat. And Nongshim, after turtling for so long, finally knowing Vitality had been taken out of the picture, they can make a move. They're just wrapping around to where Aurora were.
This is interesting, trying to get rid of Aurora, actually. Only one player here in Reefers, potentially they've noticed that.
Last game
massive amount of space on this western side that they could clear. Tiamba's a 3-man, Furia's down to 2. Circle moves up that way, leaving Tiamba with one of the few remaining positions. And
we have one
on
more match, guys.
Oh my god, what a circle to end on.
Let's see.
Ooh, deep nades. Reefers casting that one out. Back nades as he advances to try and create a little bit of space between the teams. Distant shots coming in from Tiamba. He's got to hit the deck, but that's not the only squad you got to worry about. Lost from S2G, gets a sight line, and goodbye Reefers.
The only thing is just like kind of flashbacks to last game where There is a massive capability of moving west on this one for Nongshim and clearing up towards that north side, having all that space. You'd imagine that they saw the amount of teams that moved into Milta. They are just charging headlong into danger here, where there is so much more room to play on the northwest side. Guys, you don't need elims. You need a chicken.
And they might get barbecued if they take too much time on this one. Joel was cooking the molly. XCY so paranoid about the peak from the top side with Tiamba. And with Furia not needing to force the issue amongst them, they've got a crystal clear line of sight down onto the rotate path for Nongshim. It's so uncomfortable.
Come back, lads. Just come back off this angle. We don't need to play this anymore. You can wrap back over towards. Ooh. So easy. 2 down. What is this? It makes little sense. I mean, they'd set themselves up wonderfully the entire time for this western exit. And as soon as the circle moves away from Milta, what do? Push into Milta?
The panic's there. Paralysis by analysis. The zone takes away one of the members, and we're down to just a duo. Aurora Core on their exit as Lost will be able to continue playing powerfully off this angle. XZY thankfully given a few moments of respite as he runs to try and find any cover at all.
Kamikaze from S2G, we talked from the start of the game. They have just about hit that 122 now. So they have hit that smash ruling going towards that next match. Another team steps up to the plate. They've done enough here, even if they go down. Looking to take down Ida regardless. Ooh, what a shot!
Shit, man. वो तो रिवाइव करने आया था.
Reactions coming through clutch there, but Kamikaze, as always, the backbone in the team. Standing strong.
अरे यार.
Right. And Ops is down. And Kamikaze scanning to see what more points they can steal.
Aura on for a big
game
here,
actually,
Jackie. Looking to push themselves further in the rankings. Only 2 eliminations so far, but so much more to grab here as most teams are bruised and bleeding coming into these final zones. Tiamba also having a good time of it. Nades going over the top here from Nongshim Red Force, rolling down, and we are directly on top of Toll Booth now.
That's okay falling. XZY getting the tags off. They've been under constant pressure the entire time. It's not clean. It's awkward.
Not even a helmet on so easy here anymore.
Mate, you're playing with a bare minimum. Concessions had to be made, but a nade could be coming their way. Lost with 2 left in the back pocket. The first one thrown in looks good for the bounce. Oh, see ya!
Double bouncer. XZY is down. Comes to the end of his line there. Nongshim is floundering at the moment. Confusing moves. Win though from the back lines, will get the backstab, but immediately spotted out by Lost here. S2G absolutely have done enough, but they're looking to push further into this game, as is so easy.
They're trying to send a message with this one. It's not just about what they needed to get into Smash, they want to prove that they can be the big dogs in the lobby. Response back over though. Hamza G eating the nade from Hora as Hora are lighting up the sky. Explosion after explosion on top of the Turkish team. They are stuck on the ridge and cannot advance. Backline attack from Tiamba from way over the other side. And Tiamba keeping the pressure on. Trying to get that pick up in. Lost with limited space to play off. In comes the nade. Oh! Sky makes it work and S2G go down.
S2G blown sky high behind the tree there. Let me introduce you to the biggest dog in the lobby.
Okay, we have Hora here.
On the northeast side.
I think Hora will get chicken.
So easy.
I think it's
barely
chicken
a hope
for
in
Hora.
this match, but still hanging on. Furia dashed by the roadside, leaving just Hora.
Furia will eliminate him.
Nongshim Red Force in this endgame.
Hora, NS and Tiamba.
The best thing about this is that even if there isn't a match smash win, this is keeping them contention for the top spot at least.
going to be big for the placements. And is there a chance of some sheer shenanigans from So Easy? He's crossing his fingers, mate. But you've got a hard task ahead of you.
This guy's got has to have him here. Just the peeks over a little bit. So Easy's trying to hide his face behind the barest of pylons.
Okay, guys, I think
this
this chicken.
It is just not high. God, he has to do
पूरा भी
something.
सही है मैप में
Oh, they
ध्यान
smoked
भी
it.
मैप में है
Hang on a minute.
भाई अगर एनएस ने चिकन
I
निकाला
really needed that.
He's tucked in behind it. There's no real angle from the backside as well from Tiamba, so it just depends. I mean, if Hora go for the hard force over, yeah, this could get cheeky quite quickly. Sleepy would have burned down as well. The vehicle, it's all going wrong. So Easy on the peacock, good for one, and Tiamba assisting with the shots from the top. He's going to go first on these as well.
Or on the assist of an unreal smoke. Molly's go in, Nade's go
Tiamba
wide,
chicken.
and he is out. Tiamba will
भाई
clean up.
एनएस ने किया ऐसे हो रहा का गेम खराब कर दिया
Nonshin were looking to blot out the sun on that
go,
one with a
guys, it's
surprise
Tianba's
place, but
chicken.
it's not going to happen now. And Hora
8,
solo
9, 10,
remains
12,
with the
13, 14,
advancement of
15,
Tian, but the
16.
nade goes over. Sky got a backpedal. Runs back to whatever cover he can find.
भाई अगर
Can he trust in his source on this one? Holding the peak, ready for the shots. Eagle gets knocked out of the Sky. QZZ with a reposition as Sky advances forward with a shotgun in his hand. Nade being cooked by Milu, and this man don't miss.
मुश्किल है हो गया
Good damage. QCC falls over the second, and Tiamba is back.
Let's go, guys.
What a
Tiamba
fantastic game. The three-man inside just felt like these guys needed a little bit of confidence. And that star on the match reinvigorates whatever light died out in Milu on day 2. It is back on now, and it is blaring.
They started that game as they meant to proceed. The aggression was there. The despicable nade plays from Milu that always give you that gut-wrenching feeling of how does he do it. Continued from start to finish. The shots are on point. And a pathway begins to present itself.
Hora's got to be mad at themselves, though. Imagine just smoking up so easy.
The smoke into the tire pot on the career down the hill. Oh, but
they really did careen off course there. Looked so good up until that point. Covering their angles, clearing their spots out. So easy. He was mega confused. I would have loved to see his face in that moment. Pure shock. He's like, is that the nade moved away from me? He's like, wait, actually.
That's the smoke. I can play off that.
Nice. That's great. I didn't have one of those before, you know?
No utility left, but they gave him what to be nice, and then Tiamba with the perfect timed nades.
Man, so good. There was a small part of me that thought that So Easy was going to clutch up. Small part of me, but I am glad it was Tiamba.
Oh yeah, tiny percentage, but it started to get a little bit bigger with how things were going. But hey, a Tiamba win is a very exciting prospect. Such a fun team to watch, Blank, bringing the heat in finals.
They're just a fast-paced team, and I think what we've seen them from before, it's just a little bit of that sluggish gameplay, where they weren't quite able to make those plays, and they're desperately banging on that door, but it's just been not going down. And I think Milu right there just put a foot through it. So it looks good. It looks way better now. They're pulling off those maneuvers too. So yeah, great work to Tiamba. Really, really happy to see it. And it was, I think for me, it was fantastic to see these guys happy. Yeah. I think that was my favorite thing about that win.
It's nice to see him smiling, nice to see the success story of how they're playing. And mate, you're right. I think if there was a door there, Milu not only kicked it down, he just destroyed the entire house.
He's just a whirlwind.
Yeah. Came through, blowing everyone away. And mate, I'd love to
been uppercutted, but they have got back up again. The count did not finish.
जाकिर भाई ने बात कही थी कि माँ बाप तब बुढ़े नहीं होते जब वो बुढ़े रहते हैं, माँ बाप तब बुढ़े होते हैं जब उनके पास करने कुछ नहीं होता. तो
going into these final matches, we've got 3 teams at match point right now. It's S2G, E-Arena, as well as Nongshin. Nongshin's been making some crazy decisions. E-Arena, sadly, on the other hand, have just not been able to eke out those performances so far. It's felt a little bit timid from that team. S2G, though, I think this is a worrisome squad to have in that top 3 because they could just light it up at any moment now. Unless the pressure gets to him, which it seems to be the case with quite a few of our teams.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the contrast we're painting there for E-Arena, right? Where it feels like you had some flash in the pan moments, but now it's come to, you just got to follow through. It's not happening, whereas S2G, we know they can strive for greatness. It feels like championship mentality is going hand in hand with their aggression, the way they're approaching these lobbies. All it takes, one big game. Could be a championship right there, but stay tuned for that. We'll find out. The narrative continues. Do not go anywhere.
3 टीम भाई, तीसरा एरंगल, उसके बाद 2 मिरामार. क्या लग रहा है पब्लिक? कितने लोगों को लग रहा है कि नेक्स्ट मैच टूर्नामेंट खत्म हो रहा और कितने लोगों को लग रहा है कि टूर्नामेंट चलेगा? जो लास्ट ईयर EWC में हुआ था, YG जो है वो स्मैश पॉइंट हिट करी थी. YG के साथ साथ 3 या और 4 टीम स्मैश पॉइंट हिट करी थी. बट एट द एंड ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट 6 के 6 मैचेस हुए थे, कोई स्मैश वाली टीम ने चिकन नहीं मारा था और YG प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स और किल पॉइंट्स पे जो ओवरऑल रैंकिंग होती है उसके बेसिस पे जीती थी. और लास्ट ईयर नहीं, इसी ईयर PMMI हुआ था, मकाओ इन्विटेशनल, जिसकी वॉच पार्टी किया था. उसमें स्मैश पॉइंट में 5 या 6 टीम थी एंड मैच तक. और टियानबा जो थी प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स और किल पॉइंट्स के ओवरऑल लीडर बोर्ड में 2nd या 3rd पे थी. फ्यूरिया 1st पे थी. और टियानबा ने लास्ट मैच चिकन मार के, भले वो 2nd या 3rd पे थे, फिर वो चैंपियन बन गए. तो तुमको कुछ फीलिंग आ रही है ऐसी वाली या क्या आ रही, जरा बताओ कमेंट करके. इनसे बाकी भूख लग रही है भाई, बहुत भूख लग रही है, कुछ मंगाता और को.
हेलो om iki wansa melangin bis draus walitsu draus gaida man तो उनके कैश कारों के चो ये है क्या अच्छा वाला पाइप वो मगर उन्हें हम चीज पर पाइप है तो सा वाला
Fighting until we make it. These teams are in Tiamba, able to get that chicken dinner, full control of the zone. But we have to talk about something that's very important. S2G being able to get into this smash, so now not coming up short this match.
I mean, I just sort of want to touch on that. From their compound, they actually probably had the better position out of the squad, sort of moving that rotate in. But I mean, we got to talk about like their push on our Ula. I'm sure Max is going to cover this nicely a little bit later. But just the, I guess, raw